In a world that's vast and wide, there's a show you cannot hide. Globetrotting for gossip it's named. With me Atul, your guide untamed. From India to the USA, the UK, Africa and far away, Japan, Canada and the land down under, Europe and the Middle East, we'll ponder. Kishida, Putin and Modi on stage, Biden, Macron, a new world's page. Rishi Sunak and Bin Salman in line, a dustbin of stories, secrets and science. Funny and hilarious, sweet and sexy, mind-blowing, stupid, always quite flexy, an adventure that takes us all around to the hidden truths waiting to be found. So gather around and let's explore this geopolitical world and more as I lead you through the fray on Globetrotting for Gossip today. Enough poem for a day. Music please. Let's start the day with Asia, the colorful tapestry of cultures, spices and tuk-tuks. India and Germany were engaged in a Twitter war of sorts this week. Germany, the land of fantastic cars and horrible history, and a language that sounds like someone took a bunch of random letters, tossed them into a blender and came up with words that would make any spelling bee champ break out in a cold sweat. Decided to take a dig at India's population with a racist cartoon. A German magazine showed a jam-packed train with travelers sitting atop the carriages, racing past a nice Chinese bullet train. This was a lesson in racism, lack of general awareness, and, of course, servitude, for which Germany has been world famous. All of India's train routes are electrified, so sitting on carriage roofs is out of question, and Germany will need to do more to please China. An anti-India cartoon won't be enough. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol is visiting the US and he and Biden are having a chat about North Korea. You know, just your typical conversation about world leaders, and the effect of the meeting is that the US has warned North Korea about a possible regime change. It's like telling a fat kid with a weird haircut, if you don't behave, we'll take away your toys, except in this case, the toys are nuclear weapons. But Biden is no Trump. Nothing will beat the scene when Trump told the paparazzi, "That's a nice angle, everyone is looking nice and slim," as an obese Kim Jong-un looked on helplessly. The 47th US president is a legend. Have you guys heard about the upcoming elections in Thailand? Apparently, a Thai property tycoon, Sreta, is eyeing the big promotion to prime minister. Remember, all real estate tycoons cannot be like the 47th POTUS. But the real kicker is his election promises. He's talking lower taxes, less military interferences, and get this, free erotic toys. I guess they are really trying to stimulate the economy, if you know what I mean. You've got to give it to him. He's really thinking outside the ballot box. I just hope Trudeau doesn't get a whiff of this news. Otherwise, he will make erotic toys mandatory for kids, like he has made those drag queen shows mandatory. What a wretched world we live in. Let us move to Europe now, where history and wine are never in short supply. First, let us talk about the UK. The Great Britain is now officially poorer, and it is not just the quality of their dental care that's suffering. Households and businesses have been asked to accept that they are worse off and stop asking for wage increases. Talk about a stiff upper lip. The Bank of England's chief economist, Hugh Pill, says the Brits should stop pushing prices higher. You know, it's just like the British to make poverty stand like a polite request. Excuse me, could you please not ask for more money? We are all rather poor now. Thank you very much. According to Pill, inflationary shocks from the pandemic, conflict in Ukraine, and crop shortages have sent UK price to a 40-year high. It's like they have combined the misery of the 1970s with the chaos of today. The only thing missing is disco music and bell bottoms. Those peace-loving, reindeer-riding, sauna enthusiast Nordic nations have decided to start firing rockets at each other. It's like an IKEA furniture assembly competition gone wrong. A research rocket launched from Sweden's brand new Arctic Circle spaceport landed right over the border in Norway. I guess their aim Swedish hit Norwegian strategy could use some fine-tuning. The US is taking over a French company owned by Canada that sells nuclear submarine parts, a geopolitical love triangle with torpedoes. The official story is that it's all business, but come on, we all know it's about getting their hands on those sweet, sweet French nuclear submarines. Now, the French are understandably upset. They're concerned about their industrial sovereignty and losing their nuclear submarine technology. I mean, who wouldn't be? But the US, they are not bothered. They are out here playing a high-stakes game of battleship, determined to become a superpower at any cost, or remain one at least. Just imagine the conversation between Joe Biden and Macron. Macron, we're going to take this company off your hands, all right? You can keep the wine, cheese, and breads, but we are commanding the nuclear submarines. Merci beaucoup. Let us now move to the Middle East, the land of oil, camels, and American intervention. Erdogan's campaign for the Turkish elections isn't going too well. He interrupted a live TV interview and faked being sick to avoid tough questions. Back to the school days. Now he's suffering from a heart attack. I guess he really took fake it till you make it too hard. The Gulf of Oman, where oil tankers go to get kidnapped by the Iranian Navy. A real-life reality show, Survivor, Strait of Hormuz edition. This time they seized a Marshall Islands flagged oil tanker. But of course, Iran's army had a justification for the seizure. They claimed the tanker collided with an Iranian boat, injuring crew members. In any case, let's hope the tanker makes it out of there unscathed. We don't need another tanker-geddon in the Gulf of Oman. Russia is trying to repair ties with Ankara and Damascus. It's like trying to get Chuck and Jimmy to hug it out on Better Call Saul. Not gonna happen. And to make matters worse, Russia is having trouble stopping their own ongoing war with Ukraine. I guess Russia should take some advice from Saul Goodman and focus on one problem at a time. Better Call Putin does have a nice ring to it. Let us talk about the US of A now, where the diameters of burgers are greater than the average IQ. According to reports, the Biden administration is preparing for the possibility that Ukraine's fight might not result in a total victory. It's like they're Arya Stark and the Biden administration is whispering, "Not today," to Ukraine's hopes and dreams. But hey, at least Ukraine can take comfort in the fact that they are not alone. The Biden administration sent them the same warning they did to Afghanistan's government. It's like the White House is playing a game of who can we disappoint next? It's a real-life Game of Thrones and no one is safe. So Tucker Carlson got fired from Fox News and is now leveling some serious allegations against the American media and TV debates. According to Tucker, debates on war, civil liberties, and natural resources are not allowed to be aired. It's like the TV networks are playing a game of what can we avoid talking about today? But hey, at least we can all agree on one thing. Tucker Carlson was the hero Americans needed to save them from the blue communists. Tucker should start a channel of his own. Viewers are definitely waiting. Let us now talk about Africa, where the politics is wilder than the wildlife. The US military is sending extra troops and equipment to Africa to brace for the potential evacuation of American personnel in Sudan. It's like they're playing a game of let's hope for the best but prepare for the worst, except with more tanks. And to add more drama to the mix, rebel Hemeti, who was a US puppet, is now reportedly being supported by Wagner. It's like a bad spy movie where the villain keeps changing sides. Wait, you're on their team now? Make up your mind, man. Looks like South Africa is finally standing up for itself and taking matters into its own hands. The African National Congress, or ANC, party has resolved to quit the International Criminal Court because they are tired of being told what to do. And can you blame them? The ICC just issued an arrest warrant against Russian President Vladimir Putin, and now South Africa is getting dragged into the mess. I mean, what does Putin have to do with South Africa anyway? Alright folks, it's time for the news from other parts of the world. Justin Trudeau has appointed his buddy Navdeep Bains to run Rogers Communication despite Bains's controversial past. He has been accused of corruption, supporting the Khalistani movement, and forced to resign from the cabinet in 2018. But who cares about morals when you are in good with the PM, right? Now we have a Khalistani sympathizer running a major communications company. Maybe he'll rename it Rogers Khalistani Communications or start airing propaganda for the movement. But hey, at least the Trudeau-Bass bromance is still going strong. But it looks like Juan Guaido's luck just keeps getting worse. The US-backed Venezuelan opposition figure ran away from Venezuela to seek refuge in Colombia, only to be booted out like a stray dog. I mean, what did he expect? The West may have loved him once, but now he's just a political pawn that nobody wants to deal with. Juan Guaido is now an overflowing toilet in a public restroom that no one wants to come near. Maybe he should have stayed in Venezuela because his political career is looking more and more like a joke. Zelensky has finally decided to be friends with Xi Jinping after a year of bitching about him. Did he finally realize that making enemies with bigger countries wasn't such a great idea? Or is he just trying to save his own political skin? I guess when it comes to politics, even sworn enemies can become best buddies if it serves their interests. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Zelensky suddenly decides to give Putin a hug too. He is a clown at the end of the day. And that's all the gossip we have for today, folks. We have traveled the world from the Americas to Asia and beyond, bringing you the juiciest news and the hottest scandals. It's been a wild ride full of twists and turns, but we have made it through together. As we wrap up, I would like to remind you to stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay unwoke. Men, keep your privates under lock and key because your towers are under siege. Ladies, be wary of the half men who enter your bathroom with a lingering stare. They are not there for the decor. And protect the pint-sized humans at all costs. Keep on keeping on, and I'll catch you later.